Someone online asked me how I use Scrivener, because I use it a little bit different to other people. And so I'm going to try and do a quick run through of what I do differently. And I'll try and be brief, except I've been doing this for 8 years, so I'll probably get wrapped up and want to talk about stuff. This is Scrivener, what you can see on the screen. Up the top are different project files. Normally, when you're writing a story, you just have one up, and you write in the manuscript section. Scrivener gives you the ability to write above the manuscript section and do things like, editing stuff, deleted scenes, all that kind of thing. Whatever you feel is important to put above your manuscript. I use it as a journaling tool. It started in 2012. I'll show you that. But to start with, I'll show you where I'm at 2020. Without going super deep into it, I start with a couple of files that are above my categories here. I start with the If I Die Unexpectedly file. That's exactly what it says. If I die unexpectedly, hopefully someone reads it and lets the people I have relationships with online, like online communities, know that I'm dead, because they won't know otherwise. And not that that's the biggest thing in the world, but I'd like them to know, so they don't wonder whatever happened to me. I think that's one of the sad things about life is, you never know when you're going to die, but it's inevitable. So anyway, after that I've got a to-do list and it's a buy list. They're pretty self-explanatory. I have them separate to all the files because the to-do list especially is just super important to how I live my life. Now I'll show you how this thing works, how Scrivener works. So here's two things. Scratchpad is where I write things. If you just want to quickly jot something down, if you imagine you're trying to find a phone call and you just want to jot something down quickly, I just open a Scratchpad. New file, which is really easy to do. You just click into the thing and click this plus button, and click it again. There you go, new file, new file. You write in it, write your stuff, autocorrect. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to go into this. You've written in it, then you go, cool. For me, I go, okay, what does this fit out of these topics I've got? Some of these go deeper. There's, topics in topics. But, one I've done already is in July, I had all these websites up and I wanted to start a new project, and I spent some time, because this is why I use Scrivener. I spent some time going through my brain and organising what's important to me and goal setting and stuff. And then I went, right, I'll get rid of all the tabs I had up, because I had just, what it can get like. I got all the tabs and chucked them into here. Then I could relax. I didn't have to keep a whole browser running with that's bogging down my computer with all these open tabs, which realistically I'd read half the article, but I hadn't finished it and gotten called away and I didn't want to lose it, all that kind of stuff. I just put it here. So then, this now then is something I want to remember. It's not a scrapbook thing. So I just move the file up. That's the beauty of Scrivener. I can just move these files anywhere. So that's how I use it. I have different categories. These are the ones that to me are important in 2020. I'll go through them if you can't actually read. Goals, motivations, writing, currency, dark arts. I'll go into that in a bit later, but that's as it sounds, like financial stuff and things I need to remember that are kind of a bit more professional. Music, videos, reading. I'm writing all the books I read each year, this year, sorry. Study and learning, so these are things I'm learning. I'm doing this creative focus workshop, that's in here. So all of the, I've just finished vision charting, so I've written down what's happening as I do it. Then ideas, life hacks. Life hacks is, this is like it's pretty much a list of recipes at the moment, but there's also a couple of life hacks in there too. So I made a lasagna in a slow cooker. Like, holy shit, man, that's amazing. Really easy. Bang, 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 bang. I've got a slow cooker. I've got a whole recipe. I can easily recreate that by just going on my computer. I love that. I've got about YouTube, how if you change some stuff, you can put a timestamp on YouTube. To me, that's a life hack. I want to know how to do that. This came about from this folder. This is the original one. It's over 1 million words long. It's huge. It's bulky. It got too big. It's from the years 2012 to 2017. I was recognising by 2017 that it was getting a bit too big. So, as you can see on the left, there's a lot of crossover with some of these things. I've refined it, but back in 2012, as I think scrapbook is the equivalent of the thing. I just put stuff in the scrapbook. So back then was when I came up with these life hacks. I started cooking back in 2013 from the look of it. See, my brother's a chef, and he gave me like this recipe. You know, he's a pretty good cook. So I said, I want to learn how to cook, Todd. How do I do it? And so he's like, I'll cook, man. And you just, so as he cooked, I just wrote what he was doing. That started it. So I've been doing that sort of on and off since, 2013. This is all just blah. It's currency's something I got into. I started tracking my spendings. That led to me writing these things to buy lists, I guess. If you look, I'll click on one just to show you. This was a good example. This was what I did. I'd write, the most expensive day of the week, least, mean, median, and mode, range of what I'd spent, rough sort of brackets of things I'd spent, just so I could get an idea of where my money went. I think it's important to know that. Then that would lead to these things to buy lists, where I would just write a list of stuff that I wanted to buy, and that's how I've done my currency ever since. To me, there's also by 2020, I've got a to buy list, which is just that. I haven't got all the bullshit attached to it anymore. I've just sort of gone, I want that, cross it out when I've got it, and then when I want things that I haven't got yet, I just write them here. And I don't believe in credit. I'm getting into the philosophy of my stuff, I know, but I got all this from just tracking my currency for a while, and realised a good way that works for me. So back here in the 2012 to 2017, it started getting messy. So 2018, I started a new one. By then, I'd recognised what was some of the folders that I used the most, where the overlap was, and I started trying to refine it. Goals was very important. I love this, this quote here. I think that's spot on, and it's something I'm aiming for all the time. So all of these things have subfolders. Music, for instance, I was in a couple of bands. I was in Sect Ape, I did Sloth Rider, I did stuff like that. I have writing, dark arts, all of these things are important. 2019, much the same. By here, I'm getting more refined, I guess. Again, learnings, as I went, I started learning things, and I'd start writing about them, and really knuckling down on stuff. So, well, I guess prior to that, I had these out of the folder lists, which was important. This is back when I was writing about Jessica Abel, which was 20 2019 and 2019, but I'd found her earlier. She's really good. Recommend her, and you don't spell it like that. ABEL. Anyway, out of these, dark arts is one that it's like, you know, tax, financy stuff. It's all kind of very dark arts. So that led to me making one for business. I started taking what I do more seriously. Doesn't mean I've made any money out of it, but yeah, that's the plan. That's that 3 hobbies thing. Find one, you know, one thing you love, one thing that keeps you fit, and one thing that brings you money, you know. So I'm trying to figure out that, which has got me onto Graham Cochrane and a whole bunch of other things. But now this is what I do. I put my finances in here, and I also do these reviews now, which is each week I sit down, I spend some time thinking about stuff, ruminating about what I need to do, and then creating a list out of it to follow through for the business. That being said, I've started really doing that into this 2020 sort of thing. Like, you know, a lot of back and forth, a lot of overlap. It's not perfect. But of these weekly reviews, like this is, I just started doing this, like, I've only been doing it 7 weeks. So, you know, I'm tracking my weight, I'm tracking CFW stuff, time tracking, all this kind of thing, to get this list of stuff that I need to do. That's what I need to do this week. If I want to move forward in all the things I've identified. So that's pretty much it, I guess, in a nutshell. Hopefully it was brief. Tried to be. Yeah, done, I think. I think that's about it.